want it to spoil. I want some seasoning on that motherfucking pussy. I want to taste the peppers with a little bit of lime on it, you know. I want something a little spoiled.
Everybody want this cookie. My spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoiled rotten cookie.
It's a spoil.
Everybody want this cookie, my spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie, my spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie, my spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie, my spoiled rotten cookie. Yeah.
What's done?
All right, people. We are about to get started. Let me go ahead and play this intro, and then we are getting started.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.
All right. Let me know y'all can hear me and see me. Let me know that y'all can hear me and see me. All right, let me go to my other tab. Let me make sure that we're playing, that we're live. Are we live? Are we live? Y'all let me know, are we live? Are we live, people? Are we live? All right. Go ahead and let's see. It looks like we in there. Okay, looks like we in there. Let me, because I got my phone in the other room, so I'm not finna get back up to go and get it. I'm going to look at the live chat. All right. Y'all saying yes, we can hear and see. I hear you. Okay, perfect. All right, so we gotta go and get into our first topic, okay? All right, first things first, people, we gotta talk about little Deshae Frost, little man, little midget, little ninja Deshae Frost. He is another one of those, I guess you can say a tragic biracial. He ain't all black. He's some kind of Blasian. He got some Asian in him somewhere. I don't know if his mama's side, his daddy's side. We ain't never seen his daddy. Do the nigga know his daddy? Anyway, he one of them streamers, and he was originally on Twitch. You know, he's one of the. Let me just put it this way. Like, when it comes to the new school and the streamers over there in the Twitch world and the Kick world, it's like DDG is at the top. Like, he is their leader. And then, like, you got all of the little minions up under him. And so, Deshae is a fake ass DDG, the little engine that could. The nigga that really want to be that nigga, but he's not. Listen. He done left Twitch and went over to Kick because he couldn't stop getting freaky deaky online with women. He's always inappropriately touching young ladies, doing all kinds of stuff in closets, and ain't nobody telling me none. He is in the industry being a cute little bottom. I heard in the streets he was a cute little bottom, but y'all ain't heard that from me. So, that being said, he done went viral because he done slapped the hell out of girl. We gonna go ahead and play this vid, and then we gonna talk about it.
Happy y'all once and for all. Y'all can screen record.
Oh, wait, that ain't the right video. You wanna play this?
Go. Oh, shit. Shut up. Bro, you have to get your sister to rumble me for real. For real. Get your sister. You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. What's wrong with you?
Oh shit. Go.
Give me a new fucking wig. That fucking camera on my face.
All right, so was y'all able to hear that? Was y'all able to hear that? Let me know. Was y'all able to hear that? Was y'all able to hear that that video? Is this recent? No, apparently this was a while ago, but it's just now going viral. Did he hit her? Yes. I had to cut like that first part out because he actually made contact. And you know how YouTube is with violence. Okay, listen, let me tell you something. This was apparently one of those dating shows over there because, you know, girls signed up to want to date Deshae Frost. And allegedly he slapped the hell out this girl because he wanted to have the CX with her and she didn't want to have the CX with him. Not loud enough? Okay, we're going to have to deal with it and roll with it. So apparently he wanted to have the CX with her. She wasn't feeling him like that because let's be real. This is... You know, it's a little midget, a little mini man like that. Them girls wasn't his type. You know, this boy was big enough to put in this girl pocket, to put in the left side of her panties, and her panties was about that big. I don't know who's raising these new girls because I remember when a nigga would get out of line and you know and would slap you, punch you, choke you, kick you, run you down, and you was with your homegirls, all of your homegirls would jump him. Even if y'all wasn't no fighter like that, you would pick up a bottle, you would pick up a chair, you would pick up a brick, you would pick up a stick, you would do, or if you had your gat. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what's going on with these new group of girls who... These some little weak heifers here. I could never hang around them. I don't like little young hoes no way. I like seasoned cool guys, cause at least they know how to fight. All right, heavy to the cougars that know how to fight. Not getting beat up in the club. Not getting their wig knocked off. Not getting their coat knocked off. Anyway, with that being said, I was just so surprised that when this little ninja got aggressive with her, because we ain't never seen him get aggressive with no man. You don't never see them fight a man. You never see them fight a man. They always want to fight a woman. I don't know why she didn't kick that nigga dead in his chest and roll him over into the water. You already know that this little blazing ass probably can't swim because, you know, black folks will get on a boat and can't swim. I don't know why, because last time we got on a boat, it didn't really work out for us. Anyway, I don't know why she didn't just, you know, Mortal Kombat that nigga dead in his little ass undeveloped chest, let him roll over into the ocean, and then let his security jump in and get him and save his life, or maybe not. But anyway, the girl's name was Deja. She had a video in response. Let's play that, and then we gonna move on, because honestly, these kids ain't that important, but they went viral, so I gotta talk about it.
Happy y'all once and for all. Y'all can screen record, do whatever y'all wanna do. But it's like when the shit happened, I told y'all what happened. Nobody wanted to believe me. Now it's the video out. Now everybody on my dick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That happened to you. Y'all. Last time I tried to tell y'all, the nigga got my page deleted. Then he got my other page deleted. Then he got my TikTok deleted. And guess what? I paid to get it right back. But I don't even know where to start. I really don't even know where to start. Bottom line, y'all, is I feel like I don't want to put nobody else's business out there, but like a lot of the girls that was on the show with me, they had sex with Deshae. I never had sex with him. He wanted to have sex with me. I didn't want to have sex with him. So the night before, y'all, the night before the video that's going viral right now, I came up with a plan. You want to get in? I came up with a plan that on the boat, the day that we went on the boat, that I was going to, I came up with a plan that, because he told me the night before, like, when we get on the boat, I'm going to call you downstairs to the boat. I'm going to tell all the girls to go upstairs, and I want to have sex with you. I'm not paying that nigga no mind. So when he tells me that, I come up with a plan, and I tell the other girls, I'm like, tomorrow he going to try to have sex with me. I'm going to need y'all to, like, keep me with y'all and be like, no, she not going downstairs. Like, long story short, y'all, I'm just making a long story short. The day of the boat come, we go through it. I'm just going to say what happened to the plan. He peeped the plan. He's mad as shit. He like, they're trying to keep her up here. I want her to come down here. No, I don't want to have sex. Like, it's all because I didn't want to have sex, y'all. And he found out that I told the other girls that I didn't want to have sex with him. And he got mad and he snapped. Threw my wig, hit me. I was drunk, y'all. So, like, I was drunk. Stop. Fuck.
Not too much.
Shut up. I was drunk, y'all. So, I didn't remember how he hit me. I just know he had hit me. I texted his cameraman at the time because I told everybody a long time ago what happened. Nobody wanted to believe me. So I texted his cameraman at 2:20 and I said, why did it take you 3 years to expose Deshae for hitting me? This is what he said, y'all. He said, I was scared. Back in Cabo, Deshae's bodyguard was trying to beat me up. And Ashley, which is his assistant, Ashley told me they were gonna get me fucked up bad if they caught me in Los Angeles. Sue him. Y'all, I don't know, like at the time, yo, you need to re-explain the plan. He peeped the plan. He's mad. I'm not re-explaining nothing. Deshae never gave good guy. Y'all, I just didn't want to fuck. Cap. Your mom cap. Bye. Remove. He hit you when you said something about his...
Okay, listen, I hope y'all got the point. I'm so sorry to have to subject you guys to that. I feel like my IQ and my credit score started to continually decrease the more and more she talked. You know, let me just say this, it's a lot of men out here that would disagree with me. But I don't know what's wrong with me. I've never been attracted to that. She's pretty, but like the way she's acting and talking and like the lip smack, like I just like, even when I was her age, I did like that would annoy me. Like these kids, they can't talk, they can't like stay still, and like I don't know if these were short bus children, silver tooth ass children. I don't know what was going on. Hey, listen, to all you mammies that was pregnant and had babies in the 2000s, because these are all babies born after the year 2000. You know what I'm saying? For all y'all that was having babies in the early 2000s, was it all the Pepsi you was drinking? Was you on the like what was you on? Or these pill babies, Pepsi Cola babies? You know, I don't understand. None of them can stay still. They do this and look all around. They can't follow simple instructions. They can't even read a watch, can't read a clock. Anyway, with that being said, he was dead ass wrong and he deserved to get his ass beat, but he didn't in that instance. And yeah, that's that. But that's what these little girls be going through with these little boys, and we in times where the men's don't want to fight the men's. They want to be the girls. Everybody want to be the damn girl. I don't know who gonna be the boy. Anyway, with that being said, I wanted to say congratulations to Scotty the Body and Lemonhead Plumber. I was gonna call him Lemon Pepper Wings, but Lemonhead and Scotty didn't had their little baby. They had a baby girl. Thank God they had a baby girl, because Lord knows they didn't need no boy. And they named her Iceland Blair Plumber, aka Check Baby, Check Baby, Check Baby. I wanted to say congratulations to Scotty the Body. You done truly worked your way up in the company. Now, when you first started, you were Natalie's turd on her left butt cheek. I don't know, left butt cheek or right butt cheek, I don't know. But you were literally Natalie's turd, and you worked your way all the way up to being the boss's baby mama. He ain't gonna marry you. He's not gonna give you monogamy. He's not even gonna give you respect and dignity, but he will put a baby. Congratulations. Don't it feel good to be a preference, Scotty? Don't it feel good to think you was different, Scotty? And everybody talking about Janisha lost out. Janisha dodged a bullet, okay? Who want to have a baby with Lemonhead? Lemonhead, your baby daddy. Let me tell you something. I could look at a nigga like Lemonhead and know that my mama was right. She said when a woman see a man that got money, no matter how he look, she say, fuck it. And she'll have that damn baby. It don't matter. He could look like KRS-One. He could look like Biggie Smalls. He could look like Vincent Herbert. He could look. It don't matter. If the got the motherfucking money, that say fuck it and just have the baby. I pray that little Iceland look more like Scotty and not Lemonhead. Now, from the picture of the baby that I'm not gonna show it here, but the baby's head, it looked like the baby head was round like the mama. So I'm thinking the baby is not gonna have his head shape. Hopefully not. This baby just might have a chance. Okay, that's all I'm saying. We want to say congratulations to Scotty, because that is truly a come up. I mean, you know, it would have been a real come up for you to become his wife and, like, you know, maybe even be like, you know, CEO one day. But I forgot, Scotty. Let's be very clear. This was the best that you were ever going to be able to do. You know, you're not business minded. You're not all that smart. You're not all that interesting. You really can't even fight. And your body, Scotty the Body, not really all that impressed. Okay, so at the end of the day, you were a basic light-skinned girl that got the unattractive, dark-skinned, closeted bisexual male to put a baby in her. And he got money. He got money. He got money. He can buy you bags. He can buy you pearls. Bad bags of pearls. Bad bags of pearls. Bad bags of pearls. Bad bags of pearls. Okay? You know, so it doesn't matter how much syphilis and chlamydia you get. You just get more bags of pearls. Bad bags of pearls. Bad bags of pearls. Okay, don't nobody care about that coochie pH balance. Nobody care about burning. That's about me, bags and pearls, bad bags and pearls. All right, congratulations to the happy couple. All right, how y'all doing in the chat? I'm gonna come check on y'all. How y'all doing in the chat? Let me check on y'all in the chat. How y'all doing in the chat? How y'all doing in the chat? But everybody, oh Lord, okay, listen. Do y'all not know why? Do y'all not know why I put Trudy and Oscar up there? Do y'all not know? Or do I have to explain that Scotty and Lamel look like Trudy and Oscar? Y'all got the joke, right? Please tell me I don't have to explain that. It's okay if I do. It's okay if I do. Okay. Look at them. Look at the Proud family. They look. Come on out. That. I was like, come on now. You see it now? You got to think. Sometimes you got to think deep. Yes. You have to think deep. Their head shapes, no, they look like them, boo. They look like... We gonna move right along. Matter of fact, that might actually be better because, yeah. Anyway, move right along from there. We got to talk about Drew, Sedora, and Ralph, a.k.a. Tampa. Did we ever find out what this man was doing in Tampa? Oh, my God. Hold up. Remember when Ralph and Drew first came on Real Housewives of Atlanta? That was one of the big things that they was fighting about, right? They kept fighting about what was happening, what went on with Ralph taking a trip to Tampa and just not answering his phone. Like, his wife had no idea what was going on, and he never answered. I just thought about it. What if he was in Tampa with the man? What if he was in Tampa with the man? What if he was in Tampa with, allegedly? Remember? Yeah, see, if you don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you don't know. No, I didn't fart. That spray, it's just it's a reason why I sprayed that. What if he was in Tampa with a man years ago? Come on now, I'm just saying. We can't put none past none of these men. All right. Anyway, with that being said, so Ralph then won primary custody of the kids, at least for the rest of the school year. He then made his way up from the basement. Eventually, he's going to be able to use the whole house because Drew is going to have to find her somewhere else to go. Okay, as of, I think she got to be out of the house by May 31st or May 13th, something like that. Anyway, Ralph won primary custody of the kids because they said that Drew wasn't taking the kids to school. They had a whole bunch of absences, and I guess Drew really couldn't explain why, and Ralph got full custody of the kids. Well, to be honest, Ralph always gave, house dad, house mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does Ralph do? I just want to be honest with you. We know he go to the gym. We know he keep a haircut. what else does Ralph do? How does Ralph earn a living? How does Ralph earn a living? Because when I looked at the paperwork, it said that they still got to split the bills 50-50. And I said, Drew, you been 50-50 in this merge, Drew? And you around here getting cheated on and him yelling. I'm sorry. Listen, women put up what they put up with. But if I'm 50-50 and I'm a woman, you're never raising your voice at me ever. Like, get your ass out my face and go clean that bathroom, nigga. And clean it the way I clean it, not the way you would want to clean it. Like, I would be a menace. Like, 50-50? Like, I don't know. I can't find what he do either. I know he work out and he keep a haircut and he wear nice clothes. But, like, what does he do? You say he sells hair? I'm just saying, do men not work anymore? Is that why you women saying that y'all cool with being by yourself and you ain't really tripping off being by yourself like that? Because even when you get with a nigga and you got a nigga and you lay up and have kids with a nigga, you still got to get up and work. I mean, Drew working, going from show to show, trying to give us, some music we ain't never really cared about like that, or maybe that she should have came out with 20 years ago. Wow. That's interesting. Anyway, like I said, they'll continue to split them bills, but I want to know why them kids won't go to school. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I heard. What I had heard. Okay, I'm not going to get in trouble when I say this. I'm going to put it this way. Allegedly, there are certain people in the state of Georgia that tend to pay off judges to get what they want. And even if they don't have the money to pay off the judge, they get the money from certain people. Y'all gonna have to read between the lines, so I gotta be very careful, because I'll be very careful with that. These men's a lot of times will go to other men's to get money to pay off the judges. Now, what they doing to pay off that money, I don't know, but I'm just saying certain people do that. That's how a lot of famous men got custody of their children. They paid off the judges. I'm not saying no particular name in particular, and I'm going to leave that at that. Okay? All right? That's all I can say. All right? Moving right along from that. Diddy want to get out. Diddy trying to get out. All right? This week, his attorneys took his case before the appellate court to basically argue a couple things. Number one, even though he was convicted via the Mann Act, aka Daffican, his attorneys are basically trying to say that the sentence he was given was too harsh. He really should have only been sentenced to like 12 months instead of what would he get? 48 months, 52 months, something like that, instead of his actual sentence. It's late, so forgive me, but you get the point. So they're trying to say that the sentence was too harsh, number one. Number two, they're arguing that the freak off tapes, that means all the tapes of all the freak offs that this man done had over the years, are protected by his First Amendment right in free speech. And so, hey, if they get their way, Diddy will be right back out and probably right back to his bullshit. Now, from what I'm hearing, his neighbors in LA are very, 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 very nervous for him to get back out. They say that neighborhood just got back quiet. They feel like they just got their neighborhood back. They don't want this menace back on the streets. They said it's going to cause a ruckus and cause a commotion. And I say to the neighbors that they could suck a big one, because when he was allegedly bringing in busloads of you-know-what at night, all right, all times of the night, that was y'all time to speak up. You know what I'm saying? When you seen the you-know-what coming and waddling out of the buses and all the clown costumes and anime costumes and all that stuff, neighbors, that was, y'all time to come and speak out and say something. Unless a lot of you neighbors was around there doing the freaky deaky with Diddy and the freak offs as well. I don't really know. I don't really understand that part on why, people want to act like they're so scared now, but they didn't have nothing to say before. But Diddy is trying to get out. I wonder. Let's say he gets out. What y'all think he gonna do first? What you think he gonna do first? You think he gonna leave them freak offs alone, or you think he gonna get right back to business? I think he's gonna get right back to business. I think it's gonna be a lot of people that still ain't gonna really like answer their phone or go around him just because they don't want to be attached to his brand. But I believe this man ain't gonna never stop. This is a straight up narcissist to the bones. I believe this man is gonna be who he is until the day he dies. Point blank in a period. Like, he gonna do some interviews. He gonna probably try to say he got God in his life. I could see him going over there to Porky the Pig's church. And, you know, Porky the Pig done already been to a lot of his freak offs, but parties. We don't know freak offs, allegedly. We'll say parties. But Porky the Pig done already been to a lot of them, so he's probably going to go get blessed by Porky the Pig. And probably say how he done gave his life to God and blah, blah, blah. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. This man is the devil. This man has many, many evil spirits on him. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know, I don't have no sympathy for Young Miami around here looking like Janice Combs. Did y'all notice how much Carisha is walking around here looking like Janice Combs? You know, a mix of Janice Combs and Victoria Gotti and Lil' Kim and sprinkling a little Mary J. Blige in there too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait for her daddy to come back home. You know, she loves to be a toilet. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to move right along from that. We got to talk about Amy Luciani. All right, Amy Amber. All right. This girl's real name is Amber Rose. Oh, wow. I was like, wow, okay. Amber Rose, all right, the black Amber Rose. Because you really want to be a white guy. Anyway, ain't this somehow this Amber and other... You know what? I'm not going to go there. Amy Luciani, Dwight Howard, her soon-to-be ex-husband, secured a protective order against her. She must stay 100 yards away from him. All right. He says that he is afraid of her and that the kids are deathly afraid of her. And, you know, before she knew it, she was living... she went from living in a lap of luxury to, you know, being locked out of the house and having to squeeze in between the gates like a German shepherd, to crying in the car with all that powder, to now being sent back to wherever she came from, probably living in a one-bedroom in Midtown. Trying to piece her life back together bit by bit. Okay, like I said, she must stay 100 yards away from him, and they have another court hearing scheduled for April 13th. So in 2 days, because it's still April 11th here. So I don't know. I don't have much sympathy for Amy Amber, only because, number one, everybody told you not to marry this man. This man liked to wear your clothes, your heels, your skirts. I'm just saying it wasn't really gonna work. You can tell that wasn't no masculine man, and I know I say masculine because that's what y'all be saying because it's masculine. But that ain't no real man, girl. That's a whole butch queen you was with. Because if you was with a real man, he never would have had you squeezing in betwixt the gate like a German shepherd. He never would have had you outside crying with all that powder while you around here acting like you sniffed it and we didn't see it, girl. We saw you sniff that old bag of powder. I mean, just walking around with bags of powder. And, you know, you better be glad all he did was get a protective order against you and go ahead and file divorce against you, because I done seen ninjas go upside women's heads about they pop out a little bit of powder, let alone a whole bag of powder. Boy, I know y'all paid around there, but that was a whole lot of powder. Anyway. With that being said, girl, we all told you not to marry this man, and when you first left him, you should have stayed gone. Remember when you came into the picture and you had all that stuff to say about Royce and all that stuff to say about the other baby mamas, only for you to, you know, end up just like them, except you're actually gonna get away without as many scars because you didn't have a baby by him. So just be glad you didn't have a baby by him, because believe me, he would have found a way to keep your baby too, because that's what that nigga do. This should teach you, Amy, to keep that big ass mouth and those big old veneers shut. Before speaking on other women's and their relationships with their men. This is to all the new women's. When y'all get with a man, marry a man, or you the newest baby mama, or whatever it is, when you the newest one riding the pogo stick, sis, keep your mouth shut. Don't believe nothing he say about his ex. He gonna tell you everything she did, but he ain't gonna tell you what he did to get the reaction out of her. Remember, men are actionary, women are reactionary. So a man is gonna say she crazy, she did, she that, she did, she that, she did, she that. He ain't gonna tell you everything he did to get her to that point, allegedly. Now, on another hand too, you cannot speak for anybody. You cannot interject yourself in a situation that you just simply were not there for. So let's normalize coming into, for you women, coming into a man's life and keeping your mouth shut about his baby mamas and his relationships with his children that he had way before you came along. Shout out to my father's because his birthday is in 30 minutes. I ain't gonna text that nigga wish her happy birthday though. He blocked. But this just made me think about his second wife. My daddy was married to a white lady, and she's now a lesbian. Now she's married to a black woman anyway. But he was married to this white lady from Texas, right? And she came into the picture and just felt like she knew the whole family. She knew everybody's biz. Like, she just felt like she knew everything and ended up having to eat humble pie and go on to, be a lesbian. So, ain't nothing wrong with being a lesbian. That's what you want to do. But I just feel like, let me back up. My father done turned a couple women into lesbians, but y'all ain't heard that from me. That's another story for another day. Maybe we'll talk about that on the website or something. But it just made me think about how these women's really do come around, and because they in love with a man and they love the nigga, they believe everything he say. And all you can tell them is like, girl, he is lying to you. He's about to take you on this roller coaster too. You just got to sit back and let him see. Have y'all ever dealt with that? Happy birthday. Oh no, baby. I'm not wishing him no happy birthday. Yeah, no, not at all. But it just made me think, not only is tomorrow his birthday, it's also the 1 year anniversary of my cousin passing away. My cousin had a heart attack on April 12th of last year. I can't believe it's been a year already. Matter of fact, let me make sure I call my auntie tomorrow because I know she's going to be a mess. This is some shit. Anyway, I'm just saying, like my daddy's second wife thought she just knew it all. She thought she knew it all. And I'm going to tell y'all this story, then I'm going to move on, right? So now my daddy married to this is his third wife. She's an army veteran, okay? And so the first time I met her, this was years ago. I met her like in 2016. Let me tell you how petty I am. I walked in the hotel, like it was downtown, I think downtown Dallas. I met her somewhere in downtown Dallas. Walked in there, walked in the hotel and stuff, met her, hugged her. I stood her up. I said, come on, girl, let me get a look at you. And I spin her around. Here I go. And I said, well, girl, I just had to come and meet you and see who you was and see why you want to be with my daddy. And she just looked, and that nigga got quiet, and then she said, oh, I just love him. And I was like, you love which personality? Anyway, with that being said, Amber, Amy, you gonna learn to keep your mouth shut, get your life together, and next time you get with a man that got ex-wives and ex-girlfriends and previous children, learn to mind your business and stay in your place, all right? So you won't be walking around with egg on your face, okay? Stop snorting all that powder, too. Stop snorting all that damn powder. I am so listen. This may be why a lot of people don't talk to me. I told y'all I'm petty as hell. I don't give a damn. Listen, I read my parents for filth, and it be the truth. And there's nothing they can do because they know if they swing, I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna send them to jail. and then I'm gonna make sure they stay in jail long enough to lose their jobs, and then I'm gonna ruin their life. So they already know that. So baby, I be petty. When I say petty. And you would think, in all the years of therapy I had, you would think I don't want to be petty no more. And I was in the bed the other day. You know, had some alone time with myself. I had just finished to clean myself up, threw the baby wipe away. Well, a couple baby wipes. Probably 3 baby wipes. It was a heavy load. Anyway, got done. And I said, you know what? I feel like entering a new villain era. You know? Like ain't it time for Storm to have another villain era? You're not an Aries. No, I'm a Taurus. My parents are Aries. I'm a Taurus. Ain't it time for me to like have another villain era? You don't have a good relationship with your mom? No, I do. I still read her though. I still read her though. What that mean? You got a good relationship? They don't get rid. I read with the truth. I am like here for a villain era. Like I woke up when I tell you I woke up the other day and I was like, I want to do some nigga shit for real. When I tell you I was this close, I was gonna go to the tattoo shop. I was gonna get all this head. I just felt like doing some nigga shit. Going and buy me a Dodge Charger. Like that's really the mode I'm in. And I'm about to just embrace this new villain era. I'm about to go down. I tried doing the classy thing. I tried doing the, let me not. I'm not meant to do that. Like I want to be not. I need some time to just do some ratchet shit. And then I will, I'll come back down. But I was in that mode. Like I was feeling it. And I'm like, okay, let me breathe. Because I already know once I really get in that mode again, it's you ain't gonna be able to pull me out of it like a ninja single. I woke up and I don't know how you talk to yourself, but I'm telling you like how I motivate myself. I have to look in the mirror sometimes and be like nigga, get your together. You ain't got no kids out here. You ain't pregnant by no married man. You ain't around here looking for a damn winter coat. Like you ain't got them kind of problems. Your life ain't where you want it to be, but it damn sure ain't where it used to be. We might not be where we want to be, but damn sure we ain't where it used to be. And I'm like, what am I doing? Let me get up this funk and get myself together. Sometimes you be having to remember, I'm nobody's baby daddy. I'm not on nobody's child support. I can literally do what I want. Like sometimes you got to remind yourself you have free will because we get in emotions of doing things and we just get in a routine and you just I have to say to myself, what's not clicking? Nigga, make sure you click up. We ain't got no time to be clicking down. We see enough people clicking down. And they looking real bad. I don't owe nobody no gambling. Nah, I owe some people. But I don't owe nobody no gambling, dude. I ain't fighting in front of Hard Rock Casino. You know, I ain't begging for donations in a dirty dollar store. I got heat in my apartment. I got heat and AC. Now, you know, where I live, a lot of times I find myself turning it on and off and on, but that's just the state I'm in. It be hot, then it be cold. It be hot, then it be cold. You know? But I done came a long way. And I be like, what am I doing? Ain't nobody cheating on me. I ain't got no more leeches, no leech. I dropped 180 pounds of leech. I'm not eating dirty flies in diners. You know, I don't have kids running around here who hate me. A spouse that's tired of me and is about to leave me, but the world don't know. And if I am gonna do certain things, for money, I'm at least have enough sense to make sure I either expose myself first. I ain't gonna let nobody else expose me in my live chat. You know? It's certain things that certain people do for money that's sad. And if I'm saying it's sad, then you know what's low down, dirty, and in the gutter. Because, baby, I be 2 steps from the gutter. You know, I'm just saying. People really have to get their life together. I got to get my life together too. But I'm like, damn, like, no matter what I might go through, I don't like, what am I? I got free will. I'm not tied to anybody. You know, I don't have monthly doctor's appointments. Not worried about a sonogram. You know, I'm not in the Lamaze class by myself. Anyway. We gonna move right along. Oh my God. Next we gotta talk about Judge Mathis and his wife Linda. If y'all remember last year, Linda filed for a divorce. She said she was tired of being ignored. She said her husband worked all the time. He traveled all the time. And since he wasn't paying her no mind and wasn't paying her no attention, that she was gonna give him a little act right and file for divorce. And he was either going to get with it or get gone. Judge Mathis then hurried up and did whatever he had to do to save his family because, I mean, let's just be real. Judge Mathis is old. He's not trying to get back out here to, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not trying to get back out here in these streets. I mean, what do you do when you've been married for 39, 40 years? And then you get a divorce. Like, what do you do? I guess she was gonna get half of everything, of course. So I guess they both are still gonna be fine. But who wants to split up your family and split up the time with your grandkids and everything that you done built? Like, what do you do? I just listen. They got it together. All right. Greg did whatever he had to do. And the divorce is officially dropped. Okay, so I guess in California, maybe they make you like reconcile over a year, or maybe they make you say separate for a year. I don't know how it works, but the point is, oh no, we're gonna go and get you out of here, boo. We gonna get you out of here, boo. Not you. We're gonna go and get you out of here, okay? Gone time, you out. All right. So Judge was finna have to pay, but luckily he's not. So let me ask y'all something, right? In this kind of dynamic, I've always wondered, like, if you've been together like 30, 40 years and, you know, you're tired of each other or you don't want to be together, is this when you turn into Will and Jada? You know, Will and Jada been Will and Jada-ing for many, many years, like even from like early on in their marriage. But I thought you didn't get to the Will and Jada phase until like, you know, you 30, 40 years in. The intimacy is not exciting anymore. You know, she gets with the pool boy like a certain comedian's wife did, and you know, you go on to live your life, and hey, you like y'all still stay married, but you both live your separate life. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Or are there people out here that really like stay committed to each other for life? He adopted out that woman. He's tied to her spiritually. Okay. She should have been did that if she had a problem. Wow. Okay. Storm, can you be messy? I mean, listen. Now I can tell you what I heard. I mean, but it ain't no surprise. But you know, that man will sue. And I don't want Judge Mathis reading me the way he read Wendy Williams, so I'ma just say I done heard throughout the streets that he's still a real Detroit player. Allegedly. That's just what the streets say. That's what the streets say. He's a real Detroit player. Now leave it at that. I would leave it at that. That's what I heard. Like all them business trips. Listen, maybe y'all just put it in another book. Maybe it'll go in No Names, No Shame Volume 2. Okay? Because I heard what I heard. But until we get proof, I'm just going to say he a real Detroit player. He a real Detroit player. Inside Hockey Live 323, make sure y'all check out her channel. Said Mr. Monroe is on one tonight. He got the jacket on, Buckle Buttercup. No more bad wigs. Yes, no more bad wigs and $200 donations. Can we? A brother is free from bad wigs and $200 donations. No more 200 for you. That 200 meant a lot to you. No more 200 for you. That 200 meant a lot to you. No more 200, baby. Allegedly. That 200 meant a lot to you. You don't even know what you're going to do. You don't know what you're going to do. That's okay though. Maybe you can get a little child support if you're not scared. All right. With that being said, oh my God. Listen. I didn't say nothing. I just said maybe they can get a little piece of child support if they're not scared. You say you so tough. You so sister soldier. Sister soldier. I expect to see you down at the courthouse filing them papers. Do they let you file paperwork when the baby's in utero? I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, we got to talk about Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. If y'all remember, these two went viral earlier this year when Anton went on the 5150 show. It was supposed to be a debate between the two, and then Corey instantly felt some kind of way about Anton. Well, Corey had already felt some kind of way about Anton. Let's just keep it real. Corey felt like Anton is a COON. Anton feel like, you know, racism don't really exist like that. You know, black people need to just focus on the bag and get to the money by any means. Both Corey and Anton, I guess you really could classify them as misogynists. Whether they realize it or not, they both spew rhetoric about women, quote unquote, stand in their place, and they both allude to men being able to be non-monogamous while women stay loyal to them. So they have a lot of the same views, and it's a whole lot of misogynoir going on. But then at the same time, Corey sees himself as a real ninja and Anton doesn't. Okay, you don't see himself like that. Anton is also has like the Christian man image. You know, he purports himself to follow the Bible and follow the word. And it's not that I don't think Anton believes in God. It's just that I don't really see how you're a true representative of Christ if you're gonna be messing around on your wife and sleeping around on her and blah blah blah. Like, you know, a lot of men, and I don't know why nobody asked them directly, but a lot of men like to use the Bible to keep women in their place, but don't realize that Bible is also supposed to keep us in our place, and we're actually supposed to be more in our place, even more than the women. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you really know the Bible, you know that the Lord is going to hold you more responsible for what happened to your family, even more than that woman. So before you just kind of like put all the blame off on her, like, nigga, you got to have yourself together first. And unless you can show me a verse that says that adultery is okay on the man's end and cheating is okay on the man's end, then I just feel like a lot of these so-called Christians, so-called Jesus-centered men are not really living for the Lord. They are living for the world with I call it a sprinkle of Christianity, a dash of Christianity. Corey already tell us what he about. We already know he a damn heathen. We know that. You know, that's Corey. He's an ignorant nigga. That's Corey, you know. But when it comes to Anton, he had the family-friendly image, the Christian image. But then you like, oh, you don't live with your wife. Oh, you're around all these light-skinned, biracial women that look nothing like your wife or your daughter. You always hanging out with women that is not your wife, or you in the hotel rooms of women that are not your wife. Shout out to Mika. So I don't know. I just feel like these two were bound to bump heads when they came on when Anton went on Corey's show. You know, they exploded. They acted like they was gonna fight. Corey is significantly bigger than Anton, although they are both severely overweight. But Corey just has a lot of height. I'm gonna put it to you this way: like, Corey is the definition of big and tall. Like, he a man that go in the big and tall store, and then that's Corey, and then Anton is like a Jazzy Faye, Gnarls Barkley kind of a build. You understand? Anyway, A CeeLo Green. Yeah, a CeeLo Green kind of a build, you know. So they both are, you know, severely overweight. They don't look like they've seen the gym in years. Probably don't even look like they both could either like touch their toes. So I felt like even if they fought, it was going to be over pretty quickly. I feel like, you know, Corey was going to grab Anton and slang him around, and you know, Anton was going to be, let me go, let me go, let me go. I felt like it was going to be like that, you know, but then again, maybe Anton got them hands. I don't know. They talk a good game, but, you know, I ain't really seen neither one throw down like that for real. But anyway, so they exploded. It all went viral, and guess what? All right, Corey continued to go in on Anton. He called his daughter a DYKE, a slur for lesbian women, talked about the wife. And now Anton is not suing Corey, but the daughter is suing Corey, and the wife is suing Corey for defamation and harassment and emotional distress. And it's a mess. Like, I want to really make fun of this case, but this may literally set a precedent to where you will see more and more content creators suing each other. Okay, because whether we realize it or not, this is a business. I know I get on this camera and we have a good time and we, you know, we kiki and that's what we do. But this is still a business at the end of the day. And the way these people are just suing each other now and just staying in and out of court, I don't know. They make it to where this media platform was always supposed to be uncensored, but everybody's going to be censored. Everybody's going to be censored. Yeah, Corey absolutely went overboard. He did too much, but that's Corey. Corey always goes overboard. He always does too much. That's just literally who he is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm wondering now if, I hate to say it, but over the years, Corey has gotten into it with a lot of people, a lot of his co-hosts. You know, some situations I feel like he was right. Some situations I feel like was fucked up on Corey's end. He was just mean as hell for no reason. And just demeaning and just like putting, you know, like the way he did Zoe. I think it was Zoe. The one that elbowed Aries Spears. Yeah, like when he was like putting Zoe that, like I just felt like that was messed up. Anyway, I'm not trying to dig all that shit back up, but what I'm saying is everybody in life meets somebody that can and will humble them. And I almost wonder if Anton is Corey's kryptonite. Like, is Anton gonna be the dude that truly humbles Corey and gets him to simmer down? You know, now on one end, it's good because people will start to learn to watch what they say, especially about other content creators, because if I'm on YouTube and you on YouTube, bitch, we co-workers, we peers, you know? I'm just saying, this motherfuckers I could go back and sue. I'm just saying, you know, do we feel like it? Not really. But the bad part for the viewer is that you don't get the unfiltered experience that you used to get. And we're getting to a point where everybody's going to have a members only. Everybody's going to have a paywall. And so in order for you to really get the real shit, you're going to have to be subscribed to like 50 different damn content creators. You're going to have to just pick your favorite 2 or 3 and just subscribe to their paywalls where they can really give you what you're looking for. Like that's the road we're going down. Like when I look at the bigger picture, it's like everything is being censored. It's like everything is going backwards in this country, period. The media, the way of life, relationships, like everything is just moving backwards. Race relations is all moving backwards. It's all moving backwards. You know, I didn't know you could sue somebody for them saying that you gay. I didn't know that you could sue them for that. Do you know how many people I need to come and sue? Oh yeah, and I forgot about them jokes. Yeah, a lot of Corey's jokes are questionable, right? Even though years ago, society might have let that fly, they not letting that fly now. And Corey lost gigs, like speaking dates, touring dates or whatever. And that's how that man make his money. You know, he streams the podcast once a week. That's it. That ain't gonna make him enough money to sustain and pay his bills and keep the lights on in the studio and, you know, give D a little money and give Craig a little money. You know, you gotta pay these people for their time. So Corey largely makes his money on the road. But if a lot of people don't want to book him, he's screwed. I say all this to say this should serve as a warning to all content creators. Be careful of interviews that you do. Be careful of who you collab with. This is why I don't collab with people like that. Like I'm telling you, one bad collab can really ruin your career as a content creator. Like, it really can. Just think that one interaction between Anton and Corey, we're still talking about this shit and we're in April. I think this happened in like January, February. We're in April and we're still talking about this. Oh, Lord, y'all still talking about that shade. Y'all still talking about that shade. Defamation. I didn't know, like, can I sue people for calling me gay? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm really trying to figure it out. So, anyway, we're going to move right along from that because that is what it is. Next, I got to talk about this young lady by the name of Tiffany Ray. She announced her pregnancy via Instagram. And y'all might be like, who that is? Well, allegedly, this is Stefan Diggs' baby mama. Now, Stefan Diggs has multiple baby mamas. I told y'all about a couple months ago that there would be more pregnancies announced. She's not naming her baby, but I'm telling y'all what the streets are saying. They say that this baby is Stefan's. Here's what I can tell y'all, allegedly, right? Remember I told y'all there was like 3 other announcements. So when I told y'all that was what, February, March? There was 3 women that was pregnant. So this is one. There should be 2 more women to come out if they kept their pregnancies. I don't know if they did. I'm assuming probably they did. But there should be at least 2 more that we know about. And I kind of wonder if this is why Cardi is coming back around now. Or did she just want to ride that old thing once again? I don't know. They doing a whole lot of swapping, a whole lot of. But, you know, she's a pretty girl, you know, IG model, you know. The IG model type. I don't really know what she do. I don't really care about what she do. But her name is Tiffany, you know. And, you know, she showed the, you know, the belly and the ultrasound and the, you know, listen. I don't know why this man's having so many kids back to back. Baby, there ain't a condom being used, and this man couldn't pull out of a garage if you asked him to. Like, it's wild to me. It's wild to me. There's not a condom being used. Like, there are so many women coming up pregnant. Like, are y'all okay? Y'all do realize if this man ain't got no, you know, no big football contract, you ain't even gonna get a lot of money like that. I don't even think these women be thinking about that. Like, do you also realize if a man got 11 kids, like, girl, you gotta get in line before you get your piece of child support? Or do they not care because they just want a baby with a football player? I almost wonder subconsciously if if you're thinking long term. I don't think these girls think long term at all. But maybe the thought process is, okay, I'm going to have a baby by this athlete. I'm not tripping off him being with me, but I just want the baby, right? So I can at least get child support, access to him, access to to his circle, other people in his circle, or push come to shove, he gets me pregnant. I birth an athlete that then also goes to the NFL, and then my son to grow up and take care of me. I wonder, like, am I tripping? Or do they have that mindset? I really be wondering. Okay? Yes, according to the streets, Stefan and Jeffree Star hooked up, allegedly. Okay? I've seen pictures of them together. That does not mean they hooked up. But let me say this. Jeffree loves him a tall, athletic black man. Stefan is the only football player I've heard him be linked to. I've heard basketball players. That's what I heard. Yes, Jeffree is the girl in the relationship. Yes, he is, But I've heard basketball players, but I'm not surprised with Stefan either. And also speaking of Jeffree Star, hey Jeffree, why you out here, exposing the Illuminati? When you gonna tell these people what happened to Gage? Remember Gage? Gage, your friend. And also Jeffree, why don't you tell these people about that room in your house where the walls are painted black? You have that one chair in the center of the room, and you have a goat's head on the wall, allegedly. Allegedly. Jeffree Star is the type to, if you're going to be around him and be his friend or work for him in any capacity, the first thing he asks you is, okay, what are your bills? Okay, who you owe? You show him who you owe, you show him your debts, he'll pay that right off. He don't want you worried about your bills. He wants you to just do whatever you're there to do. Now listen, you got some bills you need to get paid off? Jeffree got you. But you already know what he wants. You already know what he wants. Okay? But let's talk about that room. It's one room in that house. Walls painted black. You got that one chair that looks like to me, I say like a king's chair. Like some out of like Game of Thrones. I don't even know how to explain it. But the goat's head on the wall in the room that's painted completely black. And that is a room that you pray in or meditate, whatever you want to call it. Allegedly. So if we going to talk about the Illuminati, let's talk about it all. Okay? The same way I want Christy Scott to come and tell y'all about that graveyard work that she do. Okay, about all that tribal protection she got around her. About how she's a damn Puerto Rican with all that ancestral protection. Yeah, she's a Jehovah's Witness, but the girl got the protection of the Jehovah's Witness and the protection of the tribes of her ancestors that she come from. Okay, I bring this up to y'all just to let y'all know, like, these people are all witches and warlocks and sorcerers. Allegedly. See that home. Look out of control. And last thing about Jeffree that I'll say. How can I say this? Not only do he like them big and black, big and tall, big, tall, muscular, strong. He likes to be taken up and through there. He likes to feel it. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of one of them things like only a man knows what a man needs. He wanted and he wanted all. He ain't running. He don't run away from a challenge. So just know any man that's around him and up under him gotta meet certain physical requirements. And he gonna see what, hey, show me that, pull it out. I need to see what it is before you even come. If it's average or small, he ain't got no place for you. So just know anybody you see around him, they got it like that. The August Alcinas of the game, the Nick Cannons of the game, the Kevin Harts of the game, the Mark Anthonys of the game, the John Sallys of the game. You understand? If you get it, you get it. If you get it, you get it. Let me check on y'all in the chat. Yeah, boy, Aaliyah TV said, oh my God, listen, I'm just telling you what I heard. I can only tell you what I heard. Yeah, oh yeah, the Latino Mark Anthony, yes, yeah. Yeah, God didn't bless him with looks, but he blessed him with something else, yes. The Liam Neesons of the game, you know? The John Hams of the game. The Chris and Liam Hemsworths of the game. If you ain't like that, the Jay-Z's of the game. If you ain't like that, Jeffree don't want you. Jeffree don't want you. Kevin Hart, yes, yeah. Yes, Kevin is 10. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin is 10 inches. Yeah. And actually, if you think I'm lying, you can find the interview. It's somewhere on YouTube. Back before Kevin got famous, like when he was just like on the circus. One of his things he would do is he would get a group of women, have one of his white friends, one of his boys. You know how they, play wingman for each other. And he would always get his friend to say, hey, like, dare me to pull my out. Just dare me to pull my out. You know, because Kevin Hart is small. Kevin Hart is 5'3". He says he's 5'4". Well, Kevin Hart is 5'4". Cat Williams is 5'3". So he's 5'4". He's small. Okay? But he got what he got. And it's like, don't ask how I know. Don't ask how I know. That's my job to know. It's my job to come and tell y'all. But yes, he loved to pull it out, get it hard. Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't ask how I know. Just believe me. Okay? Yep, Marlon Wayans too. Mm-hmm. Listen, the more you know, you gonna walk away from this show with all kinds of. You be like, damn, I didn't need to know that about that person. Well, now you do. Okay, now you do. All right. Anyway, moving right along from that, we gotta come and talk about who we got next. All right, we got Cardi and Stefan hanging out again. They were seen leaving the DC, a club in DC after one of her shows. You know, Stefan, mom, and his family was at the show as well. And, you know, I'm going to say this. When I see Stefan's mom and his family around Cardi, it doesn't seem genuine. It seems very, like, fan-like, which I don't know if I like that for Cardi. They seem very much like starstruck when Cardi is around, and it's like, yes, I say that to say, like, you can't really build a real connection with Cardi if you are just seeming like a fan every time she comes around. But nonetheless, you know, they was hanging out inside the club together, left together. I believe Cardi just wanted to ride that stick again. You know, she just like all the other baby mamas are in competition with one another. He has one that's his favorite baby mama. It's the one where the little girl just had a birthday. Like, they just threw a birthday party for her. I can't remember the little girl name. I don't think it's Journey. That's Blueface baby's name. I can't think of it. It's a typical new school name. But anyway, that whoever that girl is who baby just had a birthday that they put online, like, that's his favorite baby mama. So I just feel like Cardi is in competition. She feel like she can have that old thing back whenever she wants. And we saw her go back and forth with Offset, you know, even after they separated for years. I mean, even when her and Offset was separated, they were still making babies. You know, like, I think they were together when they made Culture. Maybe were they together when they made what? I don't know. Anyway, I say all that to say it's a hot mess. Everybody's hopping back and forth. Everybody's swapping. It's a lot going on. It's just a lot going on. And I just hope Cardi can just use him for the fun time that he is and co-parent. Although I don't know how you co-parent with somebody that has several kids with several women. But just, if you gon' hop on the stick when you feel like it, I just need Cardi to leave it there and not get her emotions involved, because if those emotions get back involved, Cardi's gonna be a hot, bubbling mess. She's gonna be a hot mess. Okay, it's gonna be a hot mess. But congratulations on your tour, Cardi. You know, congratulations on everything. You killing it. I just want to know what this dance is right here. I just need Cardi to stop. I just want her to stop this dance right here. Like, just stop this. And then after this, Cardi, you might as well go on you a good old comedy tour because you funny as hell. I always felt like you was more of a comedian than anything else, Cardi. You know, shout out to Cardi. Out here get her money from everybody that owes her, you know what I'm saying? But just remember, I wasn't lying when I said what I said, you know, when I had my exclusive, when you said you was going to sue me and you got all in my DMs and you got to cussing me out for no reason and you know what I'm saying? I took it down within 48 hours. I wasn't hard-headed, you know, I ain't got time for them kind of games, you know. I'm a lot of things, but stupid ain't one of them. But I just find it mighty funny how, you know, everybody was trying to say Storm was lying and this, that, and the third. And remember, you said me and his mother, we on good terms. We're on good terms. And then you come out and you was screaming in the phone all up in the Twitter spaces, the X spaces, because for some reason you don't want to pay for therapy. You know what I'm saying? The girls on Twitter is your therapist, although they can't give you no good advice, Cardi, because they can't even get their own life together. I'm just saying, you might want to go to a real therapist and not, you know, Twitter. But even when, you know, you on there and you yelling and you say, you and your mother, you robbed me blind, you robbed me for millions. And that was like, ow. Storm wasn't lying, you know, because I ain't got, you know, my source told me what they told me, and my source has always been correct, honey. I got many different sources, and I just still feel like Cardi felt like, dang, you know, they hit a little too close to home, and how he know all that and all that detail. And, you know, speaking of what I know in detail, let's move along from that, because Offset is round here after he done got popped. They said Storm ain't never letting this go. Listen. Y'all know how I am. I don't let nothing go. You already know that. What do I think about the Michael Jackson movie? I haven't seen it yet. You know what? As a matter of fact, me and my best friend may go see. We could go see the Jackson movies because her birthday is in 2 days. And then my birthday is in a couple weeks. So maybe we could go see the Jackson movie for her birthday. Yeah. Me and my best friend. By the way, shout out to my best friend. Happy early birthday. You still got 2 more days. You know, old lady. But you're only a year older than me. But happy birthday to you. You know what I'm saying? My best friend of 18 years. Yes, men and women can be best friends. I don't play about my best friend. Okay? She come for me and I will come behind her about her. All right. You know, it's nice to have somebody in your life that you actually love and that you actually care about. 18 years is a long ass time. You know, a lot of people probably felt some kind of way and felt like they could never, you know, be with a guy that have a female best friend, a woman best friend. And, you know, she's here to stay and she ain't going nowhere. And whoever don't like it can run them hands. But she got hands and that's probably something that you're going to lose. Anyway, with that being said, Offset was right back at the casino. Offset was right back at the casino after he done got popped on his damn Kim Zodiac scooter. Okay? Looking like the mama from what's it, American, not American Dad. Damn, what's the Cleveland show? You know, the one that's married to the white lady that be in the scooter, like he all up in the scooter. Ain't wasting no time. This man is a pure gambling addict. I just seen a video with him scooting himself on stage. Like, he is just so unserious. Like, I don't care what y'all say. This man is absolutely a menace. Out here taking money, not paying it back, beating people up when they ask for their money back, and then surprised that he got... Man, listen. So, he all over the place. He's still out there spending money that he don't have at the casino. How far this man is falling is so sad. But Cardi made a comment because on Twitter they were saying, wow, well, since Offset is broke, was Cardi buying all of those purses for herself? You know, when she was with Offset, you know, he would be buying her extravagant gifts and this, that, and the third. And people was like, well, damn, was she really buying that for herself and acting like he was buying it? And she said, never. I'm mimicking her. Never. I'm never the type to do lame shit like that. There was no money problems when I was regulating. Know that. All right. So, mind you, remember what I told y'all in this industry what people do, okay? When people do what they do, they tell on themselves. They have to tell what they do. Like, they don't even realize they telling what they do, but they have to tell what they do. So, when she said when I was regulating, we didn't have no money problems. Okay? So notice, her and Offset ain't together. He start having all them problems. He's getting sued. Offset is going to continue to get sued. Remember, soon as she lifted herself off of Stefan, he lost the game, went to court. He lost the game, went to court, and something else. It was like in a matter of like 72 hours. His life just fell apart. Remember when she told him, good luck. Okay? Good luck. Okay? All right? You got to be careful when you're messing around with a spiritual woman. You got to be careful when you're messing around with a woman that got all her abuelos and tias and, you know, back home in her home country. You got to be careful. It's not even smart to come for somebody like that. And Offset, could you bring your Offset? What do you Offset? Offset. I know Cardi hate when I sing her songs. I know she be like, damn, he be rapping my songs. He be rapping my songs and shit in good English. Because Cardi English ain't good like that, but she do know too. Like, when I look at people like Cardi and Jocelyn Hernandez, it's like, I feel like their English and their Spanish is not all that good, but they have like a moderate understanding of both. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like the Spanish is not all that to other Spanish speakers, and the English is manageable to English speakers, but they at least halfway know two languages. Anyway, shout out to Jocelyn and the fact that she is powder free. She ain't on that Dwight Howard. She ain't on that Amy Luciano no more. But anyway, back to this. So, you know, Offset, you should pay attention. You know, that Cardi said when she was regulating, there was no money problems because, well, let me just say your name, Kiari. I wouldn't be surprised if, let's just say I wouldn't be surprised if your name happens to be on a poverty altar. I'm not saying no particular person did it. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if your name and your picture happens to end up on somebody's poverty altar. I don't even know. Oh, here's my belt. And I'm willing to bet over the next few months, we're going to see more lawsuits. We're going to see him fall more. Okay. And he'll continue to gamble, and he'll continue to dig himself into a hole that he really ain't going to get himself out of. I, in my spirit, feel like this man is playing such a dangerous game, because to just owe all these people and to just be gambling and to just beat them up when they ask for their money, like, this will not end well for him. If Offset was smart, he would go home. But you can't tell these men to go home because that's the last place they want to be. But he should probably go home. He should probably go home. It is not safe for him out in those streets. That's all I'll say. But I just wouldn't be surprised if he's on somebody's poverty altar. Okay, move right along from there. We got to talk about Tia Mowry and her new man. Her nigga, her daddy, her baby. Digging her down, spoiling her, driving her crazy. All right, she all out here acting like she Beyonce drunk in love. Running around on the Instagram and TikToks in her panties and bra, embarrassing her kids, because you know when your mama online in her panties and bra and all in a swimsuit, and it's just like, oh Lord. And when you in junior high school, it's the worst. But nonetheless, shout out to Tia. Allegedly, she is getting this man is giving her something she can feel. All right, that's what the streets say. And one thing I noticed too, I looked at this man, and I said, "Wow, Tia love her a real nigga." Then I said, "Wow, Tia love her a man with a strong nose." Do y'all see that nose? She love her a man with a strong nose, a strong West African nose. Like Tia love her blackness. I don't care what nobody say. Tia love her blackness. I feel like we should rename Tia Tiola, Tiasha, Tiosha, Tiana, Tanika, Talika, Tasika, Tamika. I'm just saying, Tia love her blackness. Do y'all see what I see? It's not a bad thing, but she loves her man with a certain nose. Everybody got their thing. I didn't say his nose was bad. I didn't say she would like me in my nose. I didn't say her nose was bad. I just said you look at his nose, you look at Corey's nose, she loves a man with a strong nose. Okay? But from what I'm hearing, Tia is in a much better place. Okay? They say that she loving her little young daddy. She loving being a little cougar. They say that she loves the fact that they can have a conversation and he actually lets her speak. They say she's finally in a relationship with a man that is not an old school misogynist. They say that in this relationship, she feels like she has a voice. They say she's not being put down or being demeaned. And according to the streets, she's in a relationship where she's not afraid of him. I'm not saying anything ever happened physical with Corey, but he definitely was verbally aggressive towards Tia. And Tia is the type to talk a lot and not shut up. So you got one person that wants you to shut up, and you got a person that ain't gonna shut up. So you know how that work. That ain't gonna never work. Men like that, they got to get them one of them hoes that just don't talk, that's mute, that's quiet. They need somebody like that, I guess. Can two big mouth people be together? Matter of fact, is there a couple out there where it's two big mouth, loud mouth ass people in a relationship with each other? I want to see that, because I be feeling like a lot of times y'all don't be wanting nobody to truly be able to match your energy and match your swag in that way. You just like to keep people around you that you can run over with your mouth and with your tongue. But anyway, this ain't about that. Tia, I'm not gonna say she loved this man, but she's definitely in like with him, and she's enjoying herself, and we're happy for her. Now, this picture wasn't up but a couple days. Okay, it was only up a couple days, and now her man is getting exposed. Okay, so his name is Giovanni Armada. He's an artist, designer, and educator. He's an art teacher. All right, and he works in the NoHo Arts District of LA. I like that area too of LA. I like the NoHo Arts District. But this was posted in a Facebook group. Okay, and it says, my ex left me for a celebrity mom, and she just soft launched their relationship online yesterday. He's her daughter's teacher. I'm about to crash out and go public with it, but I need somebody to talk me down from this ledge. What would you do? Hey, sis, if you see this, go on and email me, sis. You ain't got to calm down. We here for the full crash out. The celebrity doctor is fully I'm writing you a script for a crash out, okay? You can come over here and exclusively crash out, or baby, you can just load up that phone, go live on the Instagrams, the TikTok, the Facebook, the Bigo. We don't give a damn. Just go ahead and go live, and we will definitely have a lot to talk about. We want to hear it since we got a lot of questions. Or you mad that she getting what you had? Or you mad that, because you know what he used to do to you and how he used to make you feel. And now he making her feel like that. And he's a daughter's art teacher. Oh, poor baby. You see your teacher at home, and then you come home and you see your teacher there. And then what if they like really stay in a relationship for a long time? Is the baby still gonna call him Mr. Armada, or do she call him Giovanni once they get more, acquainted with each other? What y'all call, y'all stepfather or y'all mama's boyfriends? What did y'all call them? Or did your mama have boyfriends or not? I don't know. Some people's mamas didn't have no boyfriends like that. Some people mamas just did what they did in the quiet of the night and didn't bring nobody around till their kids got grown. I don't know. But he seems like a nice enough guy, and he's a teacher, and most importantly, Tia is happy. And that's all that matters. That is absolutely all that matters. Okay? No, this is her having fun. She can have fun. Ain't they school teacher? Like that movie with Kelly Rowland. No, not the teacher. Teacher breaking your mama back is embarrassing. Yeah. His first name. You call your stepdaddy by his first name? I've always wondered, what do you do? You know what's so weird? And I used to say this to my mama, like, if I ever had kids, I'm not, but if I ever did, I don't think I am. Anyway, I think it would be kind of cool for your kids to like call you by your first name. Is that weird? And my mama used to laugh and say, nigga, you sound like Joe Jackson. But I'm just like, it's like, I like my name. I think it's kind of like cool for the kids to call their parent by their first name. I know other people don't like that. I know people out there that don't like that. But I have met some people that call their parents by their first name. I kind of like the idea of that, just me. You said old school women do that. Tamara would never. I don't like the locks. I don't mind the locks. His last name, but he was military. You said LOL. I wouldn't claim them. I would do like Brandy all day. I don't have a stepdad anymore, but yes. I call my stepdad by his first name. The ex is definitely hating. My nieces call their mom by her name. Yeah. Lucy said, just because he got locks don't mean nothing negative. Yeah, I didn't think anything negative when I saw him. He's an art teacher, and actually he kind of gives art teacher. You know how people look like what they do? He gives art teacher. I don't think I really give YouTuber. I think I give like one lady had said I look like the lead, like the, what'd she say? She said lead customer service at Geico, and I hollered because I was like, oh, I definitely applied for that job before. Anyway, we're gonna move right along from that. I call my mom I call my daddy by his name. Yeah, I kind of like that. Listen. When it comes to his locks, ain't nothing that a good little retwist can't fix. Moving right along from there, we got to talk about J-Lo and Ben. This was the house that they had bought together when they got married. And since they have been divorced, they have been trying to sell it. They have not been able to sell it. They have not been able to find a buyer for it. I believe they want like $52 million for this house is what they're asking. It's absolutely beautiful. When you have a house that is that expensive, who the hell can afford a $52 million house? Hollywood broke right now. So it's going to be some investor from overseas or some billionaire from overseas. But really, none of your peers can even afford this house right now, J-Lo and Ben. You know what I'm saying? A lot of your peers are downsizing. If y'all notice in if y'all notice in the industry, everybody's selling their house right now. Shout out to Mariah Carey selling her New York City, I think penthouse or townhome or whatever, something like that. Anyway, so this house been sitting for a while. Ain't been able to sell. It's been sitting on the market, and Ben recently signed over his half of the proceeds because he just wants to be done with it. J-Lo, this message is for you. Baby, it's time for you to sit down and reevaluate your life, okay? The public don't know, but I know that you poured a lot of money into that documentary that flopped. Remember that documentary you did about your life, girl? When you was calling all the celebrities to come and film and show up and be interviewed, and they pretty much all told your ass no? Because none of them really like you because you are a mean and hateful ass individual? Have you never sat down and looked in the mirror and tried to figure out why? None of your relationships work? Miss Leo, I already told y'all about them damn Leos. You can't tell them nothing. They're going to do what they want to do. So just stay by yourself. Just stay by yourself. You were so controlling and so rude and so hard to deal with that you damn near drove Ben to break his sobriety. And he had to leave you to keep himself clean, okay? For him and his kids. You understand? You ruin every relationship you get in, and the only relationships that seem to last are when the men are beneath you, like your dancers, the people that you employ. So, you can basically be like a Madonna and employ boy toys for the rest of your life and just trade them in when they get to a certain age and they want a woman around their age and actually want to have a family and have a relationship where they have a say-so. Why is it, J-Lo, that you can't keep no friends and you can't keep no damn man? You can't even keep a career at this point. All the allure and the glory and the magic has truly seemed to have worn off. You know what I mean? That last movie you did didn't do nothing. Their tour flopped. You can sell no tickets. And like I said, you poured a lot of your money into that documentary. They ended up not doing much. And so you actually need the proceeds from this house as well. A lot of these celebrities, quote unquote, have this net worth, but baby, they don't have enough liquid cash to cover their monthly expenses. I'm not saying J-Lo going broke, but what I'm saying is she needs the money from this house. Gotta remember, as long as she got this house, they gotta keep up the taxes, they gotta keep up the maintenance, they gotta keep up the landscaping, the housekeeping. You know what I'm saying? You're not cleaning a $52 million house. You have a whole staff of people. That's money on money on money on money on money on money on money. You get to this point and you have so many people that depend on you, and you gotta keep working. You know what I'm saying? So J-Lo is ready to be done, and been done. The son done. Okay, he's been done with your ass, and he ain't even want no money from it. He said, I'm gonna just sign over my half. You go do what you want, and I'm gonna go about my business. You really bother that man that damn near broke that man because your ass is so damn controlling. Let me tell you something, Jennifer. You said in your documentary that your mother was a narcissist, and she was this and she was that, and you hated your mother so much and tried so hard not to be your mother that you ran right into her reflection. This is not my own saying. I got that from a friend of mine, so I'm going to give her credit. That ain't my saying because I know she watching. But you ran straight into your mother's reflection. Sometimes we can hate a person so much that we become them. That's why I don't hate nobody. I got strong dislikes for people. But I don't hate nobody because you tend to become what you hate. So I'm good. But yeah, Jennifer, it's time you sit back and really reevaluate. You have always been a bully. You have always been rude. You have always, thought that you was bigger than you was. And you have always had extreme delusion. I wish that I had as much audacity and confidence as you do, because you just get on stage and don't give a damn about hitting notes, staying on key, none of that. But it still works. It still works. You sold albums and didn't even use your voice half the time, but it still worked. It still works. Okay, so I give you your props for that, but at the end of the day, I ain't gonna never forget. You know what I'm saying? That you was Diddy's favorite, which means that you gotta be like him for that nigga to consider you his favorite. I'm still not gonna forget that Rosie Perez knocked you on your ass in that club outside that bathroom when you got smart and thought you was gonna bully her the way you bully other people in the industry. I'm not gonna let you forget the way you did Tommy Davidson on how y'all worked together, and then when you saw him a few years later, you acted like he didn't exist because you was just too big to talk to him. I'm not gonna let you forget how that when you come to restaurants, you don't hardly want to tip, you're rude to the staff, you're rude to everybody. I'm not gonna forget how before you came and did SNL, and even before you went on the Jimmy Fallon show, the staff behind the scenes were all freaking out and frantic because J-Lo was coming in, which meant you was finna be rude as hell and very aggressive in putting down others. You need like me to humble you, because I'd have cussed you and told you where you could go. See, that's how I know I can't work with you celebs, because baby, you got one time to get out of line, and I'm gonna say that my like that's what I, so I know, being assistant to y'all is not what it is, because y'all just feel like y'all can abuse y'all staff, and I'm just never gonna go for that. It's the mouth, J-Lo, it's the mouth. You talk to people in ways you would not want them to talk to you, and that karma is something, but you run everybody away, friends, men, everything, and you should probably sit down and do some reflection and figure out why you got such control issues. Let me tell you something that therapist of yours probably haven't told you. You will drive yourself crazy trying to control people. You can never control another grown individual. You can't. Let me tell you something. True freedom in your life. Send me $1,000, J-Lo. True freedom in your life comes when you let people be who they are. You just let them. You let them be. That doesn't mean you accept bad behavior. That doesn't mean you don't keep strong boundaries. That don't mean that you don't check a bitch when she wrong and put her back in her place. That's not what that means. But what that means is you don't waste the time, the energy, the effort, or the motherfucking magic trying to make somebody be something and someone that they don't want to be, trying to keep somebody somewhere they don't want to be. The worst thing you can ever do, J-Lo, is to try to keep somebody somewhere they don't want to be. They will only hate you and resent you. I'm telling you. And this message just ain't for J-Lo. The Lord putting it on my spirit for somebody in the chat to hear this. Let that go. Let that person go. Let them be who they is. That doesn't mean you accept bad behavior. You know how you need to be loved. You know how you need to be treated. You express that to another person. If they cannot meet those requirements, then you leave them where they're at. And that is okay. Let me tell you something. It's very simple when we just let them be. Let go of the control. People with control issues usually grew up feeling out of control. So then they always feel like they have to be in control. And sometimes it's good, but most of the times you're going to run people away and you're going to come off as overbearing. Okay. And then when you're dealing with somebody with a substance issue on top of that, that man had to get away from you to simply save his life. Okay, so J-Lo, I want you to take a good look in the mirror at who Jennifer is, and I mean the real Jennifer, and continue to do the work. Because baby, you sitting in front of that, I don't know who your therapist is, and you probably pay that hoe $1,000 an hour. But baby, I just gave you enough game in 15 minutes to get your whole life together. You send me $1,000, send it to my Cashapp, because baby, I just gave you what you really needed to hear. Get to the root of those control issues, why you're so mean, why you're so insecure. Get to the root of that. You're out here being a bully to others. Who was your first bully? You claim it's your mama. Deal with those issues. Deal with that. Heal your inner child. The one that used to be running up and down the block with the hair blowing through, with the wind blowing through her hair, running to the bodega to get a bacon, egg, and cheese and an orange drink or whatever you were saying. Like, you need to get yourself in order. You are disordered, dysregulated, and all of your relationships will continue to be dysfunctional. Now, let's be clear, J-Lo. You're J-Lo. So you can continue to just move through life the way that you want to move through life. But I'm here to let you know, your bed will forever be a revolving door. You will not keep a man long. You will always attract a man. You will keep him around for a couple years, and then he'll go about his business. And if you want to live like that for the rest of your life, then do that. But I highly suggest you take the time to fix you, so that when you get with somebody, you're not bleeding all over them. You're not trying to control every little aspect of them. You're not trying to be everybody's mother. Do you understand? Go spend time with them kids. You're always working. Your kids need you. Go get back to you and find you. The real you. You need to take a little time off. And then come back refreshed and together, and you'll be fine. But girl, you've been working nonstop since what, 1991? Like we're over you. Like we don't we're over it. Like we don't care. 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 All right. You say she's not gonna want to change if she don't think there's a problem. Well, here's the thing. Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about this because I got an exclusive on this. Well, you could think she could think she's not the problem. That's cool. But her reality is gonna prove that she is. If you fall out with everybody, you the problem. Storm, you fall out with everybody too. You know what I do? And guess what? I know I'm the drama. I don't bother nobody, but I also know that I'm the drama. I know I'm the drama, you know, and I know that I've had to learn that there are certain parts of me that I can't just be giving out to everybody. You know, a lot of people have never experienced certain things. And so when you come along with that smile and you talk like this, you know, people tend to think, you know, you a lick, not understanding, you know, you came up around country pimps, country niggas, country bitches, you know. Anyway, so, you know, everybody's always trying to work out. But no, seriously, if I'm being real, I had to understand that you can't give so much so soon because it drives people crazy. And I know who I am spiritually, and I know how I can make people feel when they come around me. You know, when people come around me, they feel very calm. The nervous system is calm. I feel like home. You hang around me, you feel at home. I can make anybody feel comfortable. I can make you feel good. I can make you feel real good in many different ways. But I tend to do that, and then I snatch it away, and I go about my business. And you can't just do people like that. People don't understand that when people get a little bit of this feel good, and they get a little bit of this energy. They want it all. They want it all. Oh my God! And they become obsessed, and they can't help it. And then I'm just very aloof, you know. And whether I realize it or not, I'm doing people wrong when I do that. You understand? We all have to take accountability. We do. You know, I've learned that, and I don't want to be somebody that's out here. Well, I'm talking about you, J-Lo. I don't want to be somebody that's out here playing with people's hearts, because that's a very dangerous game. That ain't nothing to play with. So I've just learned, like, you know, you just have to be very, very clear of your intentions. Very, very clear of how much you're giving a person, what you're doing for a person, what you're showing a person. And then honestly, it's just some shit I just don't need to be doing, period. Because I know once you get a taste of it, you're gonna get hooked. And it ain't me you hooked to, it's just the feeling. The feeling. Because I make you feel good. I make you feel real good. And then I go, bye, I see you later. And I go about my business. And then I giggle and, you know, skip out the door. That's just me. That's just me. So you just have to be careful. You have to be careful. You have to be mindful. You know, it's like I had to realize what I was doing throughout life was taking field dogs, like yard dogs, and then bringing them in the house and making them house dogs and giving them good AC, timely meals, baths, you know, veterinary appointments, like good sleep, you know, covers, beds. You can't take a wild ass dog, then make him a house dog, and then put him back outside. That dog gonna tear your door up to get back in there. He's gonna say, wait a minute, what is this? You can't just do this and take it away. You can't just do that. And I had to realize to myself, like, oh my God, that's what I've been doing. I have been taking field dogs, cleaning them up, washing them with good oatmeal shampoo, conditioner, grooming appointments, making sure they get all their shots, clean up all their ticks and fleas, even getting their teeth cleaned, putting little outfits on them, and then I send them back to go back and stay outside and tie them back to a tree. You think that dog won't ever want to go back to being tied to a tree, to being put in one of those outside cages, to roaming outside in the elements, when they done been in the house and comfortable? You know, I even throw them some Scooby snacks. Let them have a little bacon, have a little chicken, have a little bologna. And then I put them back out. And then I'm wondering why they scratching up the dough. They done shit it all on my patio. They outside trying to bark and bite at it. And I'm acting surprised. Like, I have to take accountability for that. I'm sitting here talking about J-Lo. I gotta take accountability, you know. And so while I get myself together, you know, it's just like I'm just not gonna do that. So J-Lo, it's the same for you, okay? You gotta own your part in all the situations. I own my part in mine. You gotta own your part in yours, okay? Anyway, moving right along from that. K. Michelle did an interview with Jason Lee. I'm not even gonna get into her like halfway defending R. Kelly. I just feel like she shouldn't have even spoken on R. Kelly, in my opinion. I just don't understand why. But let's go ahead and play. I want to play this clip, and then I'm gonna give y'all the exclusive on what actually happened between K. Michelle and her son. And if I get cussed out for this, then you know I was telling the truth. Okay, although I'm telling y'all the truth, I ain't got no reason to lie. All right, so let me hit desktop audio, and let's go listen to this clip.
All good.
Why?
So I had bought him a Benz at 16. My child decides that he don't want a handout and he don't want anything. That's all I'm working for. He gonna Uber while he in college. He gonna Uber with a Benz in Memphis.
Okay, but what's
wrong?
wrong?
Who you know Uber with a Benz? So I confront.
Tell him why he wanted to Uber, Michelle. Kimberly.
Him. We get in the car and I'm telling him, you can't do this. He get upright with me. So all I know is I'm like, pop, pop, pop. I'm telling him like, are you crazy? And then I take the car and I ran into a fence and knocked down whoever fence. We still ain't went to jail.
All because he wants to Uber.
Why would you Uber?
Because I think it's commendable. He's showing you, Mom, I want to be independent.
But it's too commendable. Why would you be, any money you make from Uber, I'm gonna send it to you right away. That's why I work hard.
Because he's saying, Mom, I'm 21. I want to be independent.
But he wasn't 21 then.
How old was he then?
He was about 19.
He wants to learn the world and see the world because his mom created space for him to dream bigger. So that's a good thing.
It is, but it's like I would like for him to not have to be so independent. I would like for him to know that I'm there. I had my son when I was in college, so I remember my parents coming to take my child, and I let them have my child, and they never gave him back.
Why are you getting emotional?
I ain't.
Yes, you are.
They should have did. My child didn't have to be raised in the industry. You know, my child didn't have to go through the weird industry.
But now that makes sense. Is that why you don't want your kid to feel now that he has to do all that extra stuff because you were making up for it earlier?
Oh my God, I want my child to just call me all day.
All right. Now, were y'all able to hear that? All right, were y'all able to hear that? Because I'm gonna tell y'all what really happened and what's really going on. She sounds so dumb. She sounds something. Okay, looks like y'all was able to hear that. Okay, so here's the real tea. And I'm not going to put his picture up. Her son's name is Chase. On K. Michelle's first album, I think the last song is dedicated to him. If you ain't a K. Michelle fan, you don't know. Anyway, but Chase does not F with her at all. Tell the truth, K. Michelle. If you're going to tell it all. You did not raise him. You were on the road. You were working. And he does not even look at you as a parent. He looks at his grandparents like parents. People that are raised by their grandparents, that's just how it is. Some people was raised by their auntie. They call their auntie mama. Some people was like raised. Some of y'all was raised by a sibling, an older sibling, and that's your mother to you, or that's your father to you, or whatever. And can't nobody really say nothing to you but that person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she wants to posture herself as I'm your mama, but he just don't look at her like that. He don't really mess with her like that. So here's the truth, y'all. She bought the Benz for him, and she pretty much forced the Benz on him. Not saying you force anybody. He a grown man. Not saying she forced him to do anything. But what I'm saying is, it was a situation of like, oh, look outside, I got something for you. And the Benz is sitting right there. And I mean, what am I going to do? Tell her to take it back? It's already sitting right there. But he really didn't want that Benz from her. Chase does not want any money from her at all. He does not F with her. He don't want a relationship with her. And simply, that's just what it is. He's angry that she's been gone all those years. He don't really know her. And for her to come around and try to posture herself as his mama, he just don't see her in that way. And he like, my grandmama, my mom. Like, that's my mama. Like, you know, but just boom, it is what it is. She's been hell-bent on having another child for years because their relationship has been strained for years. Then this didn't just happen yesterday. This happened pretty much from around the time he was like a teenager, 12, 13. And she would try to come around and he like, I don't know you. You know, like I know you, but like, who are you coming in here trying to tell me what to do? That kind of thing. So in my opinion, this ain't nothing that therapy can't fix, but she's just going to have to let him come around. Her trying to buy him and trying to force him to live and be something that he don't want to be. What did I just tell y'all? You got to let them. It's just not going to work. Like I said, he don't want to take no money from her. He refuses her money, which is why he was doing Uber. When they got into it in the car, she didn't just bop him a few times. She black mamaed him and she beat his ass while he was at the wheel, period. She beat his ass. That's what she did. That's what she did. Now, I wasn't clear on what exactly he said that set her off to start mollywopping his head. I don't know if he said something like, you wasn't there, you ain't do nothing for me, I hate you. I don't know. That part I don't know. But what I do know is that she black mamaed him, she bop him all up and through that car. Okay? You ain't just lightly hit him with your fist, Kimberly. You was swinging. Like you should have been fighting Rashida. You was swinging. Y'all hit the fence. And let's be clear, the only reason why K. Michelle is not in jail is because her father knows all the police and knows a whole bunch of people in Memphis, in town. And so it's kept hush-hush. And that's the only thing that kept her out of jail. In addition to that, your own son was going to file charges on you, but his grandparents, aka his parents, talked him out of that. So if I were you, I would just let him come around on his own time and stop trying to buy his love. Stop trying to posture yourself as his mom, because you know you're his mom. But you were not there for the formative years. You chose your career and you were chasing behind men. Let's be very clear on that. If you're going to tell it, Kimberly, tell it all. Yes, you was in college. Yes, you was chasing your career once you graduated. You did a little stripping after college. But you was in the industry, but you were also chasing behind men. And there was a lot of times when you could have went home and been with your child. I'm not saying removed it from your parents' house, but I mean like been near your child. But no, you was chasing a man. You got to keep it real on that too. But now that you done finally calm down, now you done got married, now you're trying to build this picture perfect life, and that's just not what it is, sis. And that's not his experience. And you're gonna have to be open enough to understand that. You got all, I mean, you ain't got all the money in the world, but he don't want your money. He want to make his own money. He didn't even want the Benz. When she said he wanted like a Honda, she wanted like, the boy wanted just like a regular car. He wants to be a regular person. He don't want to be in the industry. He don't want to be in the spotlight. And you're embarrassed because he goes to a school where all the people know who you are, but he don't fool with you. He don't want you coming on campus. He don't want you coming around. But yes, you beat the hell out of that boy in that car. But that grown man in that car. Let's just keep it real. Because you still feel like I'm your mama. Okay. Well, he was going to press charges on you. But his grandparents talked him out of it. Oh, we still ain't went to jail. You're not going to go to jail because your father's connected in town. Very connected in town. He know all the policemen and the judges, so you're fine. The fence got fixed. That ain't the point. The point is you need to back off that boy. You need to back off that boy and let him come around on his own time. Maybe try reasoning with him. Telling him what really happened. Explain to him why you weren't around and that sacrifice that you made. Not just trying to throw money at him. Sorry, sis. But like I said, if you're going to tell it all. But that's why she's so hell-bent on having more kids and she wants kids that she can raise. She didn't have, she didn't raise them. She didn't have that experience. So she been talking about these kids for years. Like girl, go on and get a surrogate or let it go. You've been talking about these twins since Love and Hip Hop. I'm over it. Wait, she beat her son up. She black mama her son. She black mama him. She did. She felt disrespected, and she did. We know how Memphis mom. You know how the average Memphis mama is. Let's be real. Yeah, she ain't beating him with a belt, but she threw hands. Little hands, but she threw hands. So it is what it is. She needs therapy. Idris messed her up. They called her Musty back in the day. That is hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. She based her identity on pain, mad with what they calling her, terrible moms. All right, anyway, moving right along from that. Africa Bambaataa died yesterday at the age of 67, allegedly from cancer, although the streets say that it's something else. Remember what I told y'all, cancer and lupus was code word for a lot of times. Anyway, allegedly he passed away from complications of cancer, allegedly. And, a lot of people were saying rest in peace. I don't feel like we should be saying that, though. This man was known for being a predator. Allegedly, according to Hassan Campbell, who he used to thigh. What is thigh? You just gonna have to YouTube it and look it up. But just imagine thighs and baby oil. I'll leave it at that. This was allegedly a man that had a bunch of books of Polaroids of you know what. And the you know what that are in those Polaroids are now grown men. A lot of them are even grandfathers and stuff now. But this is what this alleged predator was doing. A lot of people were saying rest in peace. Do predators rest in peace? I don't know. My honest question would be, my question to God would be, where does a child predator go? Where does a rapist go? I can't say alleged. I can't say rest in peace to somebody that was accused of being a predator. I can't. I don't have a rest in peace in me. I don't care what. That's Africa Bambaataa. I don't care what contributions they had to hip hop. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Allegedly, this man ruined the life of many, you know what, that grew up to be men. He took things from them that they could never get back and changed them in ways that I don't know if you could ever change. Maybe you learn how to deal with it. Maybe you just forget it. You just don't, ever, because it's not something that men really want to talk about. But he ruined a lot of lives doing that. He ruined a lot of men for women. A lot of times y'all meet these men and y'all wonder why they can't commit, why they're sexual deviants and this, that, and the third. A lot of them have dealt with the Africa Bambaataa in their youth. They'll just never tell you that, but a lot of times that's what it was. I just said alleged. I said alleged. So I'll just say it, the man has passed away. It shall be what it is. And what shall be will be. But I mean, Storm, you should interview Hassan Campbell. I'll reach out to Hassan. If he's open to coming on, I'll reach out to him for sure. Hassan has told his story many times, and Hassan is not the only one. Multiple men have said that. So I'm going to just leave that there. All right, people. All right, I'm going to just look at y'all in the chat. What's on y'all mind? Hey, listen, I talked about it, but I didn't, I ain't do too much. Hassan is weird. Have you? Oh, okay. I don't know about it. Cancer, man. Lots of hurt and it will pass on. Facts. Ooh, excuse me. Somebody else gonna come out now? No one forgets being abused. Facts. He's a predator in a tether. Hassan, are weird. Listen. If he'll do the interview, we'll do the interview. The covering up is even worse. Facts. So can you talk about Melania Trump? I would rather not. Yeah. Can you interview Karamo? Sure, if he'll come on, for sure. Okay. Sierra, try logging out and then logging back in. Who's offending? Can you talk about the Jay-Z interview? No. Not over here at least. Maybe we can look at that on Rumble. Maybe we can do that well, it's 1 o'clock here later today. Rock Nation allegedly has been going around striking certain channels that reviewed that interview that did not push a certain narrative. So if they didn't like what you said, allegedly they were striking it. That was the reason why I didn't do that interview with Demorier, Desiree's daughter. We could have got that exclusive, but I had to talk to Demorier's attorney, and they basically were like, look, going up against Rock Nation, they will sue you. Are you ready for this? We need somebody that's willing to go to court. I'm not going to court with Rock Nation. I'm not doing that. So, yeah. Remy diss track, what did you think? It was okay. I'm gonna talk about that in a separate video. I think it was okay. I liked a couple bars. I liked a couple bars. Do you think that Lotto was in a poly relationship? Oh yeah, I told y'all Lotto's situation on the website. Can you interview Ringo TV reactions? Sure. I mean, what you want me to interview him about? What do you think about Usher's recent interview talking about Diddy? I believe he's still in fear, and I wish Usher just would have not said anything. But Usher has, I'll leave it alone. Usher can't even protect us. What's the situation? I can't talk about that here. It's an interesting situation, though. When is the MJ movie coming out? They say the movie already out. The MJ movie already out. Lotto, she practiced Ifa, and 21 is Shango. She's Oya. Oh, I don't know what she practices. I'm not surprised, but I don't know what she practices. I'm not surprised though. Usher and Chris Brown concert gonna happen or no? Yeah, they said they doing a joint concert. I mean, listen, you can come up on stage and get grinded on, or you could eat some cherries. It's up to you. Somebody said the Bumps and Bruises tour. I am done. I am done. Yeah, I talked about Drew earlier. Yeah, be careful now. Academics tripping now because see what I'm saying? And I think they are suing academics, aren't they? Or is that Meg? Or is that Rock Nation? Anyway, they got them tied up in some. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Ain't nobody got time for that. Who got time to be in and out of court? That shit is crazy. Jerome is wild. I can't repeat that, but Jerome is funny as hell. And you ain't lying. You ain't lying. With that being said, people, don't forget that I wrote a book called No Names, No Shame. Okay? No names, no names, no shame. All right? Where I gave my fictional take on, a lot of celebrity stories and just blind items that's really been circulating for the longest, okay? So get your copies of No Name, No Names, No Shame. All right? We had a good masterclass, baby. We had a good webinar. It ended up being 4 hours long. For those that missed the first webinar, you can actually get the replay available at this link here. We will be back live, not this Sunday, but not this weekend, but we'll be back live next week for another webinar where we just focus on editing. So we'll have a whole webinar where we just go over Canva. And then I think the next week we'll have a webinar where I go and I just like audit and dissect different YouTube channels in front of everybody and we all learn together. So the webinar was definitely good. If y'all missed it, make sure y'all get it. Okay. Also, I have an ebook, 0 to 100K, the non-tech creators YouTube Bible. All right. I lay out everything you need to go from 0 to 100,000 followers. Make sure you get it today. All right. As soon as you said Rock Nation, you went to commercial. See? Is it on Amazon? No, I got my own link. The link that's pinned in the chat. You go right on there and you get that book. No names. No names. No shame. No shame, baby. Let's see. Rapper money bad, bro. Okay. Somebody asked what you think about the whole Chili debacle. I think Chili, first off, I think Chili broke. Did y'all see the amount she was donating? Like, girl, you lost your whole career and got canceled over sending $25, $50, and $100 at a time. And what is you sending money for, period? What is you liking all that stuff for from your main page? Get a burner page and do that. Be smart. Be smart. It's weird. She wasn't smart at all. Now she trying to clean it up because, you know, they going on tour and they need y'all to buy them tickets. Yeah, Chili is really lost. Yeah, she is. She is. All right, I'm out of here, people. I do a lot of us to pay for the class as an individual. I missed the first class. I would love to see the editing class. Well, listen, the first class, if you want the replay, it is available at this link here. We'll put it back in the chat. I will be announcing the webinar date for the editing. I'll be announcing that probably tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that. Do you still do one-on-ones? Yes, I do one-on-ones as well. Remember, in the month of April, because I turned 33 this month, okay, all of my services will be oh, shit. I just remembered I forgot to do something. Hold on, y'all. One second. Now, how did I forget that? Give me 1 second. Really? Like, I just sat back and thought about it, like that's what I was supposed to do. Let me think. Let me see. Said B Millie. Chili should learn. Okay, before we head out, Hold up. 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 Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, so something else. Okay, I think let me see. Hold up, y'all. One second. I'm like, how did I?
When blogger Sydney Jones lands.
Like, how did I forget that? Okay, so here's what we finna do. All right, here's what we finna do. Let's do. Okay, hold on. Here's what we finna do. All right, we got a bill to pay, people. Let's pay these bills. Let's go. First promo. Let's go.
When blogger Sydney Jones lands an interview with her celebrity crush, a spontaneous walk on the beach ends in an unexpected kiss. But behind Sydney's effervescence lies a very private pain, a sexless marriage. They say forbidden fruit is the juiciest, but is it worth the bite? Well, she's about to find out. Download the interview for $2.99 at beautifulbrowngirl.com.
All right. And all the information for our ads tonight will be in the pinned comment of this video once the video actually stops. So when you go to click on the video for any of the promos, their links and all their info, it'll be right there in the pinned comment, right there in the comment section. Okay, we got another bill to pay. Let's pay our bills before we head out. Pay our bills before we head out. Let's pay our bills.
A lot of people don't realize that they've forgotten what peace actually feels like. Life, stress, and the state of the world can pull us so far away from ourselves. I help people gently return to inner peace, clarity, and steadiness. I host free group Zooms every 3 months, and when you join my newsletter, you'll automatically be notified of the next one. And if you'd like more personalized support, I offer $20 Try Me sessions and $150 Deep Dive sessions.
All right, people. All right. And we got one more bill to pay. One more bill to pay. All right. Let's go. All right, people. All right. We had to make sure we paid these bills before we got up out of here. I had to make sure I paid these bills before we got up out of here. Okay. We love paying these bills now. So if I purchase a seminar but can't get in, do I email you? Yeah, you can for sure. Yeah. But you should be able to. You should be able to. Let's see. Yes, ma'am. Info on tax auction homes. Okay. The information will be in the pinned comment. All right, people. Shout out to you. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And I will catch you all later.
Cookie, my spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie.
It's a spoil.
Everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie.